Grand Rising, good day, and good night. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to 144 from the Stars, Tarot. Let's go ahead and give this good boy a treat. Thank you very much, sir. All right, now we do have a totem animal for the day. The totem animal is going to be this cute little sloth. He's just sleeping on the moon. I did also have a piece of artwork I was going to share with you. This is the art that I decided to share with you. All right, now before we get started with this message, I will be reading from some Word of God. I'm going to be reading from the book of Jasher or Yashar. I'm going to be reading from chapter 29, and I'm going to read verse 27 and verse 28. But when you come to the land, serve there Yahuwah. Do not turn to the right or to the left from the way which I commanded you, and which you did learn. And may El Shaddai grant you favor in the sight of the people of the earth. All right, let's go ahead and pull a Moonology card for this message. I feel like someone is taking their path to the next level. I also feel like with this next level, though, it's going to require you to take yourself a little more seriously. I feel like someone has made a significant leap recently, and yeah, it's interesting the energy it feels like you're stepping into. I really feel like someone is like being given a seed from God, and you're gonna take this seed, you're gonna turn it into so much more than you even really realize when you receive this. And that's just kind of what you do. Like, you're just that kind of guy for God. You can take something and, I don't know, bing, bada, boop, and bop, and then in comes this, and out comes a whole new product. Like, I don't know. I feel like you're very creative, or you have a ingenuitive mind. I also feel like you might be being called to step into, or being prepared to be a, like, kind of like a new earth leader. It would be like a way for me to put a title or a label on it. It just kind of feels like you're going to be playing out a significant role, and you're ready to take something to the next level. I also feel like someone else is being rewarded. It seems like you have been very consistent with something, and while it may not have paid off a whole lot yet, I feel like because you showed that you had the heart for it, whatever this role or this thing that you were putting into, you showed spirit like what they wanted to see in the chosen one for this energy. So you are being selected and you're being pushed forward, and it feels like you're being rewarded for your perseverance and your hard work. It's kind of like the energy of, like, let's say someone realized what their purpose is, so you start doing it, and then Spirit's kind of like, okay, so would you still serve this purpose even if it was like this? Well, someone basically, to sum it up, showed Spirit, like, I don't care if I am raggedy with my hands worn down to the bone, and I don't have, I don't have any kind of excess, and I'm just barely getting by. As long as I'm out there serving my purpose, I don't care. This, I'm going to do it regardless, basically. And because you showed that you were really you were in this for the right reasons. Your heart was in it for the right reasons. You're going to be rewarded, and you're entering a new cycle where things are going to be running a little bit smoothly for you, more smoothly than you were used to, and you're not going to be experiencing like delays. Like, I'm hearing quick onset of like success or something. Like, you're in like the fast lane for someone, and it's because you held out for a persistent, consistent amount of time. You kept putting all into it. I don't know what it is. Maybe like your work ethic as well. Maybe it was like, even on the days where you didn't feel your best, you still put it in. It seems like you you really showed that you were committed to this. Maybe your commitment was being tested. Maybe your will or your iron or your will or your heart was being struck. It was being sharpened. It was being forged. I see that you have pulled through. So it seems like there's like quite a few new cycles for a lot of you out there. Someone's ears could be ringing like a badoot. Yeah, it is. Someone else also could be dealing with like, I don't know, it's almost like as if you're spacey, or you've got like a headache, or you've got like pressure, or you kind of feel like a little like disoriented, woozy, out of it, dizzy, something along those lines. That will fade. It's just temporary. I feel like it's just part of like an assimilation of a new program, like a transmission of a light that's integrating into your body. So your cells are activating and getting used to this new energy. And that's kind of why you feel a little like out of it, or like pressure in your head, or a little dizzy or nauseous or something along those lines. You're clearing out the old pattern and you're programming and rebooting with the new program. So that's kind of what it feels like. I feel like a lot of light codes and activations have been coming through. I also feel like there is the energy right now is very conducive for spontaneous remembrance. Spontaneous remembering. Like out of nowhere, like no cause, like perceivable cause. It's just boom, I remember something. And it seems very deep and profound. Something about your soul, who you are, what you've done in the past, what you're here to do. I just feel like a level of clarity is coming through. We have show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. And that's part of that energy I was feeling, where I said it's like wherever you are being led to, you're gonna have to take yourself more seriously. I don't know what it is, but it just kind of feels like, you've got, for someone as well, you may have recently noticed a shift in your energy. And what it honestly feels like for me, being on like kind of the outside and a little bit on the inside, we're all one. Hey, it's weird. Hey, no judgment, no boundaries. We all got safe space. But just being like intuitive and empathic, I can kind of feel the energy. And it almost kind of feels like a part of you may have, I guess, been transformed. It feels like an internal transformation. It feels like an aspect or a part of you may have died. And then it feels like another aspect or another part of your bigger self, your soul, I guess you could say, has came in and joined with you. And you may have noticed that like something may have shifted with your senses, or your personality may have shifted a little bit. And then as well, talents, you may have noticed, like, I don't know. And also the talent thing, I think, is just a collective thing as we get closer and closer to the new, being fully immersed in the new energy, and the old has really left the programming and the matrix and the simulated experience. We're going to see that a lot, but it's like talent is getting more talented, and it's starting to get to the point to where people who were shining are going to really start shining. Like, it's like there's an increase, and I think it's because we're like stepping into like this Aquarian age, this like innovation, this creativity, this new like, yeah, I guess innovation, right? Like, we're changing things, we're doing things a little bit differently, a little more creatively, and we're revealing and expressing ourselves in a new light and a higher light, and we're expanding our consciousness. And I also feel like this is also coming in with DNA upgrades. I had mentioned in one of my most recent readings that we are going to kind of finish off this year with a bit of a bang. It just kind of seems like, an energy from the higher realms has accumulated to the point to where it's ready to just like explode in the material realm. Definitely the sun is involved. I'm sure many of you, if you keep up with the sunspots or the solar activity or the Schumann resonance or whatever it may be, you can clearly see evidence on those on that data that there is a lot of energies right now, and you're absolutely right. So it seems like quite a few individuals have gone through some form of transformation. There may be something about traveling as well, or transporting. Okay. Also, someone is teaching. So like how do I put this? It's like, all right, so for someone, I want to offer a piece of clarity. And I immediately, when I felt this energy in the collective of someone, because like what I saw was almost like a classroom setting. And what I'm talking about is someone in the dream state. So when you go to sleep, you enter into the astral, you're going into the dream state, but you're teaching. You're almost like teaching other souls, or you're teaching a class, it feels like, of the things that you have learned while in Earth Realm in this life. And I want to give a sense of clarity that, like, there may have been a moment in your life where you were experiencing a lot of darkness, or you were experiencing a lot of harsh aspects of what this reality on earth can offer. Now this can be a range of a lot of things. This can be, different forms of illnesses, different forms of abuse, hate, anger. This could be sickness like narcissism. This could be all kinds of things. So whatever it may be, it's just something that a soul that is usually in energy form or in higher realms, um it's not something you experience. So it's different. And there's a lot of souls that haven't experienced that. So what I'm wanting to point out is that even when you were supposedly off in the deep end, or even when you were supposedly in the darkness or surrounded by this lower vibrational energy, you were actually fulfilling your purpose, because part of your purpose was to, it's kind of like a scout, like you scout out into really dark, dense energies because you can handle them. You experience it, you learn from it, and then you report back to people. So it's kind of like let's just say, for example, someone had an experience with like demonic possession, or someone had an experience with like extreme drug use or self-harm or whatever it may be, right? And then you after the experience, let's say hopefully you've recovered. I wish you well if you have, or whatever it may be. But when you go to the spirit world, you're reporting back to people. It's kind of like you're in this classroom and you're like, all right, so I was in Earth Realm and I saw a demonic possession and I had to combat it, or I had to deal with dark energies and chase it out of my house, or whatever it may be. It just seems like you are sharing that with another collective, another cluster, another soul group. It feels like you are, for someone, you are a more of like the creator kind of archetype. Like I feel like when in some of your early experiences as a soul, you were in a dimension or reality where you were able to just kind of create instantaneously, and this very may well explain a little bit of the frustration you may experience in this reality, like some of the limitations or the slowness that you may have experienced, especially before we really made a lot of progress in our collective expansion and our ascension progress. But now things are speeding up and getting lighter, but it wasn't always like this, and it still's not always going to be like this. We're going to keep spiraling. But yeah, it just feels like someone has for the person that was a creator, you specifically came here to learn a couple things. And I feel like one of the things that you came here to learn, and I'm just being honest with you, is humility. And it's not that you don't know humility, it was just another thing you wanted to learn further or remind yourself of. And I think it's because you're part of a soul group that you like to create together. You have like a group of friends in the on the spirit side, in the higher realms, in the ethers, having, and you like to get together and you create worlds together, or you create these experiences or these things. And just your reality's a little different on the other side. And it could be easy to kind of forget things like humility when you're on that kind of level as your norm. So you incarnated partially to learn humility, but also to learn from the experiences of being in limitation, being in lack, because where you normally are, you're able to, what your soul's familiar with is you're able to instantly create with energy, with your mind. You think it is like, it's like that. So you coming here and experiencing like the extreme difference and limitations of your power and your ability, and then being in an energy that's also thicker and denser and coarser and slower and harder to work with. It was to really hone your craft, and to also it was to aid you into expanding into better creations when you return back to your normal form after this incarnation. Not that you're not already in it, but um you would then have an inside scoop that your soul wouldn't have had you not came here and experienced this reality. Okay. I feel like someone is getting a whole new foundation, like an entire new structure. There may be something changing about your home or your home life or your lifestyle. There may be something changing about your environment, or it's like your energetic baseline. I don't know. It's like a foundation. It's something you would work off of or build off of or rely on or stand on in some kind of way. And that can be taken in many different ways. And it probably is exactly how you are thinking if you are taking it that way. Um, yeah, we've got this King of Swords. It's like putting your mind to something. I've really, yeah, the Hermit and the King of Swords. It's really up to you. Like this, it's something about your path where you got to take yourself a little bit more seriously. Some things might have to change. We might have to switch up some of the energies in your lifestyle or in your environment and your stability around you, because it kind of feels like it's like go time. Okay. Yeah, the high priestess. Also someone, so you're gonna have an opportunity to do what you do in the spirit world here on Earth realm. Like, I mean, that's kind of what we're all doing in a way, but I mean like more of like a literal understanding of those words. It's and for like example, the individual that resonated with the you are like a scout. Like you scout different worlds, different dimensions, or different experiences, and or different energies, different consciousness, and you then take that back and you share that information. You may be able to, because you might already be doing that in the spirit world, you may already be doing that in the astral and dream state as well, but you might actually be being prepared to do that on the ground with like flesh and bones, talking to other people as well. And for you in particular, I feel like there is a channel unlocking or opening up within you. So you're going to start streaming in information. And I feel like this is partially due to the infusion of this other higher aspect of yourself that you kind of recently fused with after another aspect of yourself had a transformation or a death. Um, so it's like this one is more clear and more pure. It's like you've already completed what you were doing in the previous cycle. So now we need new energies. Like we need a new you, a new environment, a new substance, new everything. Like it's just a whole new thing to work off of, because it's a no a whole nother I don't know, contract. Like it's just not even the same thing. So a lot of things are going to be changing for you. Um, okay. Right now, though, it really might be about being in hermit mode or being alone or working alone. Working, I mean, you're not really working alone, but this doesn't feel like something you're doing with anyone else in the physical. We've got this Nine of Wands as well, so it definitely seems like you're going to take some kind of inspirative action on something that you are being guided to do. Like I said, I do feel like you are being gifted a seed, and you're going to take that seed and transform it into something a lot more, because I feel like what you're really good at is um transmutation or transforming energy or alchemizing things from one thing into another. Yeah. And that's part of that energy where I was talking about, even when you were supposedly in the darkness or off your path or off in the deep end, or really in these things that you would kind of perceive it to be negative or not the best thing for you to be a part of or in. Um, and let's say that caused, like, I don't know, not the greatest coping mechanism, or like you may have been programmed or learned something from it that may not have been the best way to do it. Like, for example, let's say you went through a lot, so you learned how to dissociate. Um, to the point to where, like, you then had to learn how to reground yourself because you were just dissociated all the time. Well, in the beginning stages of that transformation that was occurring, because it was a change, you were adapting to your environment or what was necessary to the situation, to your life. So you learned to disassociate in order to cope or to survive. I mean, it might have been that serious. So in that initial thing, that probably was helpful when it was really rough. But let's say, some time passed and you still carried that trait in other circumstances. It probably didn't serve you as well. But the root, the seed of it was already there. You were able to transform or alchemize that energy into a good thing. Like, let's say, for example, with the disassociation, it started off with a coping mechanism that may or may not have been the most healthiest way of going about it. And then you actually alchemized it to where, after you learned how to ground, after you learned how to counter the shadow side of that, you then alchemized it into a light attribute, meaning you are actually profoundly it prepared you to be this channel of information that's going to come through. Because while it started off with you learning how to dissociate, what it also taught you how to do was shut your mind off. And that's really important if you are someone that's going to channel information, or if you are someone, because I really feel like someone is like a scout or like an explorer, or like you chart information or you gather information. I feel like you're a teacher. And it just kind of seems like something's getting a little more serious. You're ready for the next level of something. And I wanted to offer a little bit of clarity on some of those things, and hopefully that did help. We've got this Lovers card out here. But then we also got this Seven of Swords. What about this Seven of Swords? Yeah, yeah, that would. This is like, okay, it's more. How do I put this? When you get into certain energies, when you get into certain circles of, I don't know, lights or consciousness or realms, where you get into certain councils, or it gets more, sometimes it's more strict. And this may be part of the reason why you might have noticed that you tend to get your karma a little bit harsher than others, or you might, like, I don't know, you might kind of feel like damn, other people can get away with something, but I really can't get away with shit because spirit be on my ass for it. And it's because of what you are in the flesh. I mean, like, it's just you, when you have certain titles, you are kind of, there is like an expectation, there is a standard to uphold, even if you are incarnated and asleep and not aware of that title. But someone is stepping into the next part of their path, and you're wearing this title. And this is kind of why it's like this cleanup energy, this change up energy. A part of you may have had to die, another part of you may have fused in and joined with you. And it's really important that you follow some kind of code. I don't know what it is. It's just you have to adhere to some kind of law, moral, or code much more obediently, or with more discipline. Like, it's stricter for you. You're really going to be held up to this standard, or this law, or this word. And if you don't, it's really gonna fuck you, like, more than most people. It's really gonna fuck you, and it's because of your rank and your title. And it's also because of what you contracted to come here to do. Because I kind of get this energy, like your soul's kind of takes things, I don't want to say seriously necessarily, but I guess that would be a good word. Your soul takes things very seriously, and it doesn't play. Like, it doesn't play. Like, it's like, all right, this is what I came here to do. If I start slipping up, or I start fucking up, or I'm not fulfilling my contracts, this is what I have set up an arrangement to correct that, or just fuck it, pull the plug. Like, I mean, I know that won't be for everyone, but for someone, I do kind of feel that energy from your higher self. Um, so it just kind of seems like you're in the some kind of bigger leagues right now, and I just feel like there is something about transporting something. You may be transported to something or somewhere, or you might be the transport. I don't know. It just feels like there's some kind of traveling of body, traveling of information, traveling of light. It's interesting that this message is coming out with the artwork I decided to share with you. There were some light codes drawn in that. Okay, so yes, you are being guided to be more disciplined. But the all right, so the flip side of it is I've gave like the little bit of a warning, like, but on the other side of it though, if you really put your energy in this in the right way and you use these energies that are becoming available in the right way, it's gonna be flawless. And in a way, you kind of can't fuck this up. Like, even though I gave those, I don't know, look, things can be a little confusing sometimes, but it's not even that it's confusing, it's just funny to explain it in our language. All right. Yeah, we've got this Seven of Pentacles, and then we got this Eight of Wands. Okay. It's coming. I feel like there's like a wave coming. A wave of energy. And someone's got to fortify something so it can withstand it. Okay. And for someone else, you're being prepared because you are the wave. Wow. Okay. And there's some things that once when you fully come in as this wave of energy, there'll be things that aren't left standing anymore. And that's the point. That's what you're here to do. Like I don't know, a ball of sun bulldozer. Just cleaning it up. Beep, beep, beep. I really do kind of feel that energy for someone. It's like it feels like a higher, like a construction. I feel like there's a lot of creator energy in this, like creator beings. A lot of like, this is like the architects of the new world. Yeah, we've got this King of Cups. Yeah, it's definitely, this is about your soul. We've got this Six of Wands as well. So you've got to adhere to some kind of code, some kind of honor, something along those lines. I really do feel like someone's energy has recently changed significantly. Like you really, like you've got to feel different. Like there's no way. Like I can feel it from here. Like it's regal, I guess. I don't know. How would I put it? Like more noble, maybe. I don't know. It's definitely given me like galactic royalty or 144 kind of vibes, for sure. Okay. I really, all right, for someone in this message, like it's not going to be long until you are like operating your own craft. I'm not even kidding you. And I feel like that's part of that transporting energy. You might literally be transporting people, I don't know, from one destination to another. That might be something that happens in your future. In this, I don't know. It's wild. There's some wild energies in here. It feels very galactic. Like there's a lot of galactic energies here. All right. We got the Seven of Cups, and then yeah, okay. I wanted to talk about that. Thank you. It's like your options are being narrowed. Before you may have felt like maybe you didn't know exactly where you were heading or what's going on. Like maybe you felt like you had a lot of options, but like now it's like no, you have this path, you have this route, you have this like there is no door number one, door number two, door number three. Like it's just this damn door. It's your door. It has this name on it. This is your path. There's no other options. And the positive side of this is now there's this moment of like motivation and clarity and focus. It's like, okay, now I'm locked in. Now I'm locked in with the mission. I heard it. I've received the transmission. I've integrated it. I'm aligned. I'm assigned. Let's go. It really feels like that. All right. Is there anything else you would like the collective to know? First cards I saw were Lyran and Anunnaki. Yeah, we got Prophet. I knew it was something about channeling information or being a channel of light or something channeling through you. And I do feel like that was part of, like, that's why I gave that example of like turning something that could have been seen as a negative and then, you know, alchemizing it into a spiritually minded thing that actually helps you and assists you. So there was a purpose in a lot of things you went through, even if it didn't seem like it then, and even if it seemed really harsh and messed up. All right, we've got this, look, Prophet and Gatekeeper. Vega. Wow, all right. And maybe I need to show that artwork again. Lightworker. With the light codes in there. I don't know how well it's coming up on the camera. But either way. Archangel Gabriel. Yeah, there is something like that. Starseed. I really do feel like someone is a teacher. You're an information gatherer. You are an explorer. You're an alchemist. You're a transmuter. And you're a creator. Like, you're a creator being. Someone is very highly ranked and you've just woken up, or like you've became more conscious at a higher level, and now it's go time. Okay. Yeah, Three of Wands. I also feel like there's energies that you're going to be working with more closely. They've always kind of been with you, and you may have already became aware of them, but it's going to further. Yeah, this Three of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. That's that seed. It's like this I really don't know how else to put it besides a seed. It's just God is giving you some kind of seed. Spirit, the energy is giving you some kind of seed. And we've got this Three of Wands, and you're gonna take this and you're gonna expand upon it. You're gonna grow it. Yeah, with this Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups. Jeez, this is wild. Yeah, the Ace of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles. You're gonna be doing this for a while. I really feel like this is gonna be someone's life. Like this is what you came here to do. Hey, you didn't come here to flip patties at McDonald's. Like, no, fuck that. Like, the spirit's about to unemploy your ass and put you on a spirit's paycheck. I don't know, but it's just like you got work to do. Yeah, with the Eight of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Ace of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Cups. Bro, it's a lot of forward movement, a lot of good, like, this is soulful work. It's going to get you fired up. Like, it's going to feed you. Like, this is like living, breathing fire in your soul. And you're going to keep moving forward. You're going to keep pushing through this. You're going to be successful. This is what you want. Like, this is what you came here to do. And I feel like you're going to change the world. You're gonna change the world with this. I don't know who I'm reading for, but yeah, I do. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this reading here. If you like the way that I read, please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. I will see you on the next collective message.